will win between Hulk vs. Xenomorph, the clash of rage and alien terror. Hulk, whose real name is Bruce Banner, is a famous superhero of Marvel Comics. After being exposed to gamma radiation in an experiment, whenever Banner gets angry, he turns into the Hulk, a giant creature with extraordinary, almost unlimited strength. Hulk has the ability to regenerate quickly, superhuman endurance, and strength increases with emotion. Despite his ferocious and uncontrollable appearance, Hulk still has a conscience and compassion inside, especially when facing innocent people. Xenomorph is a terrifying alien creature from the Alien series. It is known for its terrifying design, absolute killing instinct, and extremely fast attack speed. Xenomorph is born to hunt, has no emotions, knows no fear, and has acidic blood, making its destruction even more dangerous. This creature always acts according to its instinct to survive and develop, attacking any living creature it encounters. Before going into the analysis of the content characters, I really hope everyone subscribes to my channel and supports us. Thank you very much. Hulk is more than just strong. He is the embodiment of pure rage and limitless power. When Hulk is enraged, his power is unstoppable. In a fierce battle with the Dark Crawler, with a single powerful clap, Hulk caused the entire universe they fought to collapse in an instant. In a confrontation with Red She-Hulk, he went on to do the seemingly impossible: completely destroy the Dark Dimension, a dark, chaotic, and nearly impenetrable space. Hulk's punch to Ironclad shook the multiverse, sending shockwaves through parallel realities. He once punched through the barrier of time, an act beyond the comprehension of even the most brilliant mind. Hulk did more than that, defeating Nightmare and once again shattering the Dark Dimension. Hulk's power has no clear limits. He once shattered an asteroid twice the size of Earth. In a moment of life and death, the Hulk defied the gravity of a black hole to save the Defenders from being crushed, then went on to support the entire mass of a collapsing star. He pulled two fragments of the planet Sakaar together. With his bare hands, the Hulk embraced a 150 billion ton mountain range. And in a remarkable feat, he was the only one to break the impenetrable armor of Onslaught, something the combined might of the Avengers, Fantastic Four, and X-Men could not do. When the Hulk is angry, nothing is impossible. The confrontation between the Hulk and Thor lasted for hours, and during that time, the two were like two godly storms colliding, each punch sending shockwaves that spread to the edge of space. Thor, the invincible warrior of Asgard, wielded godlike power, but the Hulk was a force of a different kind. His strength was not just great, it was limitless. Literally, the Hulk had no limits. The angrier he gets, the stronger he gets, and the Hulk's rage knows no bounds. Even Kal-El, the ultimate being from the planet Krypton, has a hard time matching the Hulk in terms of pure strength. Heroes like Superman and Thor possess other abilities that can balance out that overwhelming advantage, but when it comes to brute force, the Hulk is king. In Kirby's eyes, the Hulk is more than just a cursed monster. He envisions a being with a holy rage, a monster with godlike potential. If you've read the original comics from the 1962nd, one thing is clear: the Hulk has always been hailed as the strongest man who ever lived. And that title isn't just a statement, it's a truth etched into every battle, every crack the Hulk leaves in the fabric of the universe. In fact, the Juggernaut's strength is not only on par with the Hulk, but even surpasses him in many ways. While the Hulk must rely on rage to constantly increase his strength, the Juggernaut has it much simpler. He doesn't need to get angry. All the Juggernaut needs to do is want to get stronger, and by sheer will alone. If the Hulk can become infinite through anger, then the Juggernaut can also reach infinity even more quickly and efficiently. Even without amplification, Juggernaut possesses physical strength that can match or surpass the Hulk. He once nearly killed Thor in a direct confrontation without the need for tricks or tricks. Juggernaut's ability to withstand blows is also far superior. He can take blows from Mjolnir without even a scratch. In terms of durability, the Hulk cannot compare. Juggernaut is considered a worthy opponent of Green Scar, the most powerful and ferocious version of the Hulk that has ever existed. However, no version of the Hulk is strong enough to confront Trion Juggernaut. In this state, Cain Marko not only transcends the concept of pure physics, but also possesses divine cosmic power, able to crush even the strongest Hulks with a single blow. Hulk has almost no chance of winning. Because while Hulk's anger needs time to explode, Juggernaut only needs a thought, and can crush any creature, including the Hulk. For the majority of audiences who only know the Hulk through movies or television shows, his true power is almost impossible to fully demonstrate. The reason is simple. In the comics, the Hulk is absurdly strong. If Marvel Studios were to fully recreate that version in the cinematic universe, they would have to increase Thor's strength to the maximum just to create balance, and immediately, all the remaining characters would become pale. Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Ant-Man, Spider-Man, and many other Avengers would be completely useless in a fight between Hulk and Thor. Only Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch could somewhat keep up, and that was thanks to special magical powers, not physical strength. In such a context, the Hulk becomes an overwhelming factor, so what you see in the movies is only a small, limited, and very restrained part of a truly unstoppable being. It is often said that the Hulk can defeat anyone. In theory, that is true, but in practice, it depends on one important factor: whether anyone dares to confront him. Take Zeus, for example. An arrogant god, he thinks himself to be the supreme being that no one dares to offend. Yet, when the Hulk stands before him, roaring in defiance and calling him a coward in impolite language, Zeus's enormous ego cannot help but react. He accepts the challenge. And then, tragedy strikes. It is the moment when a god is faced with raw, limitless power, when Zeus realizes that he is not the strongest. The Hulk does not fight for fame or power. He fights with pure rage, and when that rage is unleashed, even gods bow. The Hulk punches Zeus and sends him flying into one of his Ionian pillars. Zeus realized that was a heavy blow, and Hera said that he didn't have to keep his promise to mortals, so he turned to magic and punched the Hulk. People like Doctor Strange can't just use brute force to fight the Hulk because he has nothing. Instead, he uses magic if he needs to fight the Hulk. Seriously, his strength increases exponentially every second. Sometimes faster, sometimes slower, but overall, at least every second that passes, his strength increases exponentially. So let's say the Hulk just showed up and he was going to fight the Abomination. His initial strength might be 100 tons, but after 10 seconds, that strength could be 102,400 tons. The Hulk and the Abomination fought, and no matter how much rage multiplied his strength, the Hulk still couldn't defeat his enemy. But there has never been a real limit to the Hulk's rage, nor has there ever been a real limit to the power that rage can give him. Hulk. He is literally a giant metal furnace with limitless organic energy. There is no way to even measure his power. I would really appreciate everyone supporting me by subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell. It would help us a lot. Thank you very much. The appearance of a xenomorph is highly variable, as it depends on the host of the face hugger. This means that any given host, be it human or alien, will have a different appearance. The humanoid form of a xenomorph is typically around 2.1 to 2.4 meters tall and weighs between 50 and 82 kilograms. It also has a long, muscular tail and a large, curved, elongated head. The queen of the species is usually twice or more than its actual size, sometimes reaching up to 30 meters in height. Given time, they will thrive and possess superior speed, strength, and intelligence. The xenomorph may be the result of genetic modification by Malakak, also known as the engineer or sometimes the dimension manipulator. About 10 million years ago, there was a terraforming mechanism, but it seems to have failed miserably. As a result, over the years, we have seen that the xenomorph has essentially become an entirely new species in the galaxy. The appearance of the xenomorph varies greatly depending on life stage, hive, caste, age, and host, possessing many genetic variations that exist whose origins are completely unknown but may be discovered if they release another movie. The typical xenomorph will start its life as an egg-like creature. Upon detecting the presence of a potential host, the egg will burst open to release a second stage known as a very small semi-arachnoid life form, also known as a face hugger. It will dive into the host's face and fertilize it with the parasitic endolarva. It will then consume the host internally, and it will literally burst out of the body as a worm-like creature known as a chestburster. This creature grows very quickly and soon develops into an adult xenomorph. Xenomorphs have intelligence comparable to that of a normal primate, but have also been shown to learn relatively quickly. They are able to make use of their surroundings. However, they do not exhibit any human-level intelligence, as one species has said they have not yet been shown to be capable of abstract reasoning, self-reflection, and technological advancement. However, the queen appears to possess considerable acumen in human social behavior and manipulation of human technology. This Xenomorph is the perfect killing machine. It possesses an exoskeleton that is very similar to a lobster. It can withstand some of the most powerful weapons known to man, such as 12-gauge shotguns, assault rifles, and it is believed that grenade launchers can severely damage this exoskeleton. Ash claims that the creature's skin is made of protein-based polysaccharide, which simply implies that it has a substance very similar to chitin. Ash also mentions that the creature has the ability to replace its surface cells with polarized silicon. They are extremely heat resistant and flexible, much like polymers. This would give the creature great environmental resistance. At the end of each arm is a pair of long fingers and extremely sharp, shiny black claws, capable of slicing through almost anything within reach. They have 2 pairs of fingers and appear to have 2 opposable thumbs on each hand. Their tails are long and can be used as a whip. Later films show them to have ridges on the top and a serrated tip that contains venom to tear apart their enemies. Adult xenomorphs are living weapons. The tail is used as a weapon, known for their ferocity and lethality in all conditions. When fully grown, they have great physical strength and agility. They are masters of stealth. A preferred method of capturing prey is to wait in a hibernating state until a suitable victim strays nearby, then swooping down silently from behind or using its tail to stab anyone passing by. Prey are often unaware of the xenomorph's presence due to their tendency to camouflage themselves within the walls of their nests or artificial surroundings due to their biomechanical appearance. Xenomorphs will also use their pitch black shells to their advantage, hiding in the shadows while waiting for prey to stray too close. Xenomorphs have been shown to be extremely resistant to physical damage, enough to kill any life form on Earth. A prime example is the Queen in Aliens, who survived being hit by a multi-ton exosuit falling from a height of over 30 feet. Xenomorphs are capable of surviving, even having their limbs blown off as seen in AVP-3 and Aliens. Even stabbing and headshots, despite complete decapitation as seen in Alien vs. Predator and its sequels, do not guarantee the death of a xenomorph. Adult xenomorphs are very agile and flexible, able to climb ceilings and walls, a skill they display with ease whether evading others, attacking, or hunting. They can survive extreme temperatures, are well adapted to swimming, can breathe in harsh atmospheres, and can survive in a vacuum for indefinite periods of time. Their movements tend to be silent, and they do not give off heat because their exoskeleton temperature matches the temperature of their surroundings. They also produce a lot of saliva. This saliva is not acidic, although some xenomorphs are capable of spitting acid, which may come from their stomachs, a special gland in their throats, or acid sacs lining their heads. This may be used to blind victims, much like a spitting cobra. Since they lack visible eyes, it is possible that the creature uses echolocation to observe its surroundings, much like a bat. Perhaps this is why xenomorphs are almost constantly screeching. Although they may have the ability to see through an unknown structure, they have evolved differently from life on Earth. Xenomorphs can detect their prey through electroreception. This is the method sharks use to detect even the most hidden prey. Organisms with electroreception can detect the electromagnetic fields that all animals produce, allowing them to detect the heartbeat of the creature. This would explain why xenomorphs always know where humans are. Xenomorphs have been shown to be both invulnerable and vulnerable to small arms fire, ranging from 9mm to 5.56mm. This is seen in a scene in Aliens where Vasquez and Lieutenant Gorman find themselves trapped in a ventilation system between aliens approaching from both directions. Gorman fires a pistol at one of them, but it has no effect. Instead, it appears to bounce off, presumably from the head shell. In an earlier scene, Vasquez points a gun at an alien and shoots it in the head. The bullet seems to go through and the alien rattles, apparently damaged. Larger guns, with the explosive rounds of the M41 Ampere assault rifle, can cause the creature to explode. High-energy beam weapons, such as the plasma weapons used by Yautja, seem to be the best way to kill xenomorphs. They are not immune to melee weapons, although such devices can be destroyed by contact with their acidic blood. Confronting a creature like the xenomorph, no matter how terrifying, is no match for a rage-infused Hulk. Their acid attacks might be enough to kill most other creatures, but for the Hulk, they are just a minor inconvenience. He will tear them apart one by one, without thinking, without weapons, with just his bare hands and boundless rage. Yes, the xenomorph's acid can burn the skin, but the Hulk heals so quickly that the wound heals before it spreads. The monsters may number in the hundreds, thousands, but that only makes the Hulk more enraged. And when his anger reaches a certain point, not only is his skin immune to acid, but his entire body becomes an unstoppable machine of destruction. A stomp of his foot can split the ground. If the Hulk is serious, if he is truly angry, then the battle is no longer a confrontation, it is a massacre. Once he charged, everything in his path would be crushed. Xenomorphs lacked the intelligence to fear, but that didn't matter. They would be trampled, crushed, utterly destroyed. Hulk didn't fight with strategy or skill. He fought with instinct. Xenomorphs could crawl in the dark, attack by surprise, use corrosive acid, and fight in packs. But none of that mattered against a being that could crush tanks, punch holes in space, and survive the epicenter of a nuclear explosion. As Xenomorphs swarming from all sides, Hulk didn't back down. He roared, a roar that could crack an entire tunnel system. With each punch, each Xenomorph was torn apart. With each stomp, the ground shook, throwing the monsters off balance. Acid rained down on Hulk's body, but instead of pain, he only grew madder, stronger, and more bloodthirsty than ever. They had no hope. They don't stand a chance. They have only one destiny: to be mercilessly destroyed by the greatest rage in the universe. When the Hulk is truly angry, no force in the universe can survive if it stands in his way. And the Xenomorph, no matter how agile, no matter how vicious, no matter how deadly, is only prey to that unstoppable rage. Without a doubt, the winner is definitely the Hulk. Thank you for watching the video. You can comment to me to ask for your opinion on this match. The video ends here. Sincerely, thank you.